there is an upcoming Apple event that's supposed to happen in October. Now, there's no official announcement yet, but there's been, I mean, typically around mid-October to November, they always have an Apple event focused on Macs, focused on their desktop and laptop devices. Now, there's been rumors that we will finally be getting M4 coming to Mac. So right now the M4 chip is just in an iPad, finally coming to Macs. MacBook Pro most likely going to get updated to M4. They're probably going to do the entry-level MacBook at M4, and the M4 Pro, M4 Max, the MacBook Pros. Possibly OLED displays, because we just got that brand new, what do they call it, tandem OLED display in the M4 iPad. But there's rumors saying these new OLED displays won't come till 2026, apparently, which is unfortunate. There's rumors the iMac will also be getting bumped up to M4, but other than that, no changes to the iMac. And I guess one of the bigger rumors is that we will finally be getting a new Mac Mini and a new Mac Mini design, which is going to be the first redesign since 2010. It's supposed to be the smallest Mac Mini ever. They're going to apparently make it about as small as an Apple TV 4K, but slightly taller than the current Mac Mini. There's going to be entry-level M4 version and then an M4 Pro version. Also, there's rumors that all M4 Macs moving forward will come with 16 gigabytes of RAM. There's rumors that it's also going to have 5 USB-C ports with a couple Thunderbolt ports on the base of them also. But there's also rumors they're getting rid of USB-A ports, which I hope is not true. I think that'd be pretty crazy for a desktop not to have any USB-A ports. Maybe an updated entry-level 11th gen iPad. So not a ton of exciting stuff. Not a ton of changes. Really, the only changes could be Mac Mini in terms of redesign, but other than that, it's just slight chip bumps, really, to the rest of the devices. What are your thoughts on this upcoming Apple event? Do you think we get anything exciting? Do you think we get one more thing that no one's expecting, or do you think it's just, kind of what I've gone through?
Would you be disappointed if this new design, like, I know you mentioned like getting rid of the USB-A ports, but it's got HDMI in it and all that. Would you expect that if it's like a similar form factor as the Apple TV, that they'll keep all those ports, or do you think that's kind of like a wish that's probably not going to happen?
I don't know. I really hope they don't get rid of the ports. There was even a rumor saying how they might be getting rid of the Ethernet port, but that was simply like, no one's mentioned that it's staying, but it's not like anyone said that it was leaving. But if they release a desktop with no Ethernet ports, sorry, I just hit my mic, just out of frustration, with no Ethernet ports, with no USB-A, and only USB-C ports, that doesn't make any sense at all. I don't even know what to say. Like, I really hope that they don't get rid of USB-A on it. I really hope they don't get rid of Ethernet on it. The redesign, I really don't care for. Like, to be honest, like, keep on pumping out the same old design and just keep on putting new chips in it. That's all. Like, I feel like no one who gets a Mac Mini buys it thinking, man, I wish they would update the design on this. Man, I wish they would have more USB-C ports and less use. Like, I don't know what this obsession with Apple is of removing ports, because it seemed like it was an old obsession.
Having a wide range of ports can make life a lot easier for pros. So I'm excited to share that we're adding ports to the new MacBook Pro.
That they then like did a 180 on, and then they realized, okay, yeah, we don't want to keep on taking ports away from people. So yeah, I hope it's just a bad rumor that like doesn't have any actual facts behind it. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they release this thing and they're like, no one really uses USB-A ports, and if you really care about ports, then you could get a Mac Pro. No, I guess, what is it? You can get a Mac Studio. Yeah, like, I could see that being their retort. If they're making it smaller, which we don't need it any smaller than it is, 5 USB-C ports, but no USB-A ports. And if you really want ports and you're a pro like that, then you can get a Mac Studio, and then you get your USB-A ports back. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense. People already sell third-party dongles from Mac minis to give it more ports and like give it ports on the front. So that's just going to be what people do from now on. But it's like to think that I could have a old USB drive that I can't access on my desktop Mac without buying a dongle for it is like kind of ridiculous to think. I hope they don't, like, because there's supposed to be an M4 Pro version, right? I hope they don't say, okay, the Pro version has USB-A and the base version doesn't have USB-A. I hope they don't do that. Same thing with Ethernet. Like, how do you have a desktop with no Ethernet? People make like server farms with Mac minis because they come with 10 gig Ethernet. And I guess that's another thing we never talked about, like price-wise for the Mac mini. Apple loves to, anytime they redesign something to bump the price up. I really hope they don't bump the price simply because of the redesign that nobody asked for and that people probably won't like. I really hope that. Another thing, too, no rumors of MacBook Airs. They updated the MacBook Air to M3 in March of this year, so maybe a little bit soon to get an M4 Air. But yeah, it's I'm definitely looking to get a MacBook Air. And I was kind of hoping that their next October-ish, November event, they would update the MacBook Air to M4 so that I could then buy it. If they don't, then I guess I'm getting a Mac Mini. More affordable. If I could wish for one more thing, it would be a surprise M4 MacBook Air.
If you've made it this far and you enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next one.